Diddy's luck is finally running out. Didn't he get arrested like a couple days ago? I thought you said DDG. What? Bro.
All of these big deviants
Why does
all
DDG
catching
get so much
hell in
slander?
2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all.
I think it's time to watch the party die.
Sean Diddy Combs.
It looks like we finally got the
biggest, blackest demon of
the world, Cat Williams. Your prediction finally came true. You are absolutely right. So on September 16, 2024, P. Diddly Doodah, aka P. Diddler, got arrested in New York City on amazing charges. I mean, stuff that we didn't even think was possible to even claim that P. Diddy did. The official charges were and racketeering, and there were a lot of other things in it, which we'll get to in a second here. But it's crazy because P. Diddy was just in the streets chilling, literally at a local park, canoodling with some other people. Like nothing was ever gonna happen to him because he still felt like Mr. Untouchable. But I knew that he knew this day was coming.
Might not be the best news source to react to, but I'll allow it. Is this guy not official? I'm messing with him, EG.
Ultimately, I can do nothing but applaud. The chickens have come home to roost. We can finally celebrate. P. Diddy is getting a... Oh, damn.
Nah, but he played too much.
Ashy. Hold on 1 second. I'll be back. I can't do this video this ashy. Now, it's no secret that P. Diddy is a rap villain in his own regards. He has pleaded non-guilty to all of these charges, which includes trafficking, but there's so much evidence out there that P. Diddy was doing all of the stuff that these people alleged him to do that I don't see how he gets out of any of these situations. He's got some forced labor, some kidnapping, some racketeering,
I feel uncomfortable watching him
probably
oil
his
up.
worst crime of them all, baby oil buying. Now, I don't know about you, but
hold on,
and probably his worst crime of them all, baby oil.
Video of alleged baby oil found during Diddy search. Gosh. That's a lot of baby oil.
Now, I don't know about you, but based off of what they're saying P. Diddy did, I don't see why they shouldn't throw him underneath the jail.
Nah, he's weird.
An R. Kelly Epstein variant, and I believe that he doesn't deserve to see the light of day ever again.
I feel like Omiji is enjoying that.
He's also being hit with a bunch of civil suits from long-term
It was 1,000 bottles
that used to work at his Bad Boy Entertainment that are no longer willing to sit down and lay down while he gets to be the man that he is in this industry.
We do have breaking news this evening. Music mogul Sean Diddy Combs has been arrested in Manhattan after a grand jury indicted him. Multiple sources are telling ABC News. We're told that federal agents with Homeland Security took him into custody. The singer and producer has been facing scrutiny since his former girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, accused him of and years of abuse in a 2023 lawsuit.
Now hear me when I say this. On this channel,
him running
I
the town is
jump
crazy.
The gun when it comes to any sort of
Alright, bro, we get it.
at all, because it can
He
just
likes
be
it.
totally out of pocket with the accusations, and we've seen how that can go in today's day and age. Once that name is brought through the mud like that, it is very, very, very hard to get back from all of that. But in the case of P. Diddy, I don't think that that's the case. So I'm gonna go ahead and report on it because this is a freaky nigga. One of the reasons why
is he
I
still
believe
oiling
that
up?
Diddy did all this stuff is because the whole Cassie situation. And I'm gonna get to that in a second. I have to say, Diddy also did propose some sort of bail, but it seems like everybody is caught on to his shenanigans and his antics. So naturally, the judge did deny that bail. In that bail proposal, he said that he was gonna pay $50 million. They will also take hold of his $48 million residency in
I ain't gonna lie, $50 million that's like, honestly, $50 million, I think that's a level of wealth where you can genuinely just not care about life. It's not FU money, but it's enough. If I had $50 million, I know for a fact I'd be set for life. Like, I wouldn't need to work a day. Once, like, you know how rich people, like, get rich and keep getting rich? Once you pass the threshold of, like, 100 million, you're just working because you're choosing to at that point. Like, you could literally retire at any age with that amount of money and never do nothing for the rest of your life. Nothing. But people still choose to chase money and become billionaires and quadrillionaires. Like, nothing's wrong with that, but really think about what that says. Like, you're getting money that you can never physically spend. You can't spend that much money in your lifetime. I get setting up your family for generational wealth, all that stuff. That's 100% understandable, right? But the people who will still do anything for a dollar, that lets you know how sick these billionaires really are. You have $1 billion, $999 million, and you still do anything and slime in and out for that next penny is ridiculous, bro.
He was also going to give up his mom's home in Miami, Florida, which is insane to think that these people are still backing him. But hey, it's your family. You go down with the ship. He was said to have forfeited his travel privileges to only being South Florida and to New York City and potentially any other places that had any criminal activities where he had to go to court and stuff like that. Those would be the only places that he could travel, so he couldn't get his freak-offs off anymore. And then not only was he going to surrender his passport, but he was going to surrender the passport of people nearby him, which would mean his sons and his mother as well, which is incredibly crazy. I'm not some sort of legal expert, but I'd never heard of a situation where the mother has also had to forfeit a passport based off of the son's actions. This is making me believe that he did all this shit. Now, like I mentioned earlier, the courts had denied P. Diddy getting any sort of bail in this situation, and I don't disagree with the decision because any hope or faith that people had that these wrongdoings weren't done by P. Diddy was totally thrown out of the window a couple months ago when the whole Cassie Ventura video came out.
Obtained exclusively by CNN appears to corroborate some of the allegations of against music mogul Sean Diddy Combs.
He's dragging it now.
Captured on multiple cameras shows Combs assaulting his then girlfriend Cassie Ventura in a hallway at a Los Angeles hotel in March 2016.
In a
lawsuit filed by Ventura in November last year and settled the next day referenced actions that seem to match those seen in this video.
And a lot of people still had hope in bail for P. Diddy in that situation prior to the video coming out because he's an affluent man. He's somebody who's loved. He's et cetera, even though there were all these stories that came out. But once the cold, hard video came out of us seeing what P. Diddy did in the exact recollection that Cassie had, there was no more defending to be done for P. Diddy. So I could see why the judge in this situation did not say, oh, we're going to grant P. Diddy any sort of leniency in this regard, is because he is known to be a menace to society. And they claim he's not a flight risk, but this man is too powerful to be out on the streets, no matter what his lawyer tries to conjure up. Now, the biggest damning and most freaky thing on the internet right now is the description of these freak-offs. And while it is funny to make fun of them sometimes, there is some seriousness in the whole situation. P. Diddy used to hold these freak-offs in his million-dollar homes where he would have male be chained up and whipped and degraded and drugged up to continuously engage in acts. It was reported that they found thousands of bottles of lubricant and baby oil so he can be engaged in these actions with these different peoples and have women all around while he sat.
You know what's crazy? This might be like, really think about this. Think about how all the like famous people are weirdos, right? And then they get caught. Imagine all the in the shadow weirdos in our day-to-day life that we go by that we don't notice because they're broke. You know what I mean? Like people who don't get caught, like you're like, I don't want to say your neighbor because that might be like, you know, but like, you know, people like in the store we walk by, just in general, like, I think I told you this before, but I think there's like a study. It was like you walk by a serial killer like 2-3 times a day or something like that. Like you walk by a murderer 2-3 times a day and you don't realize it or something like that. But it's just crazy that like all these rich, powerful people still get exposed. But like, do you think it's easier to not get exposed if you're like under the radar, like you're just a regular average Joe, or would you expect the richer people to be able to get away with it easier because they have more connections?
They're neither recorded, participated, or baited off on the side. Now, I know about gooning, but this is a totally different extent. What was crazy is, and what puts this really into perspective, is that P. Diddy systematically had these participants partake in like liquid IVs. No, not the drink, but I'm talking about needles in arms, so these people could keep their energy and stamina up so they didn't pass out based off of how much.
There's a clip of Kevin Hart laughing at a girl on fire.
She's getting a drip.
Nah, I didn't see that.
She's hydrated. What's up, ma?
Everything's good, baby. I'll be with you.
Yeah.
I love you.
I love you too.
Now, I don't know how you could even conjure up a story like that. That is literally out of some sort of storybook. That just goes to show how powerful and freaky P. Diddy is in these regards. And this is a man who deserves literally no sympathy at all. And not only were thousands of bottles of baby oil found on the premise, there was also that looked like he was stockpiling for some sort of world war of people coming for Diddy. Well, and maybe there were people coming for Diddy, but not in the sense that I'm talking about. You know what I mean.
An alleged cartel member files a lawsuit against Diddy, claiming that Puff ruined his drug business after trying to arrange for brought to one of his parties.
What?
A judge dismissed the suit because the cartel member's business is not a legally protected interest. Like what? That's like being sued by the devil. You really think about it though, that's kind of crazy. Like Diddy was trying to arrange brought what? So he was trying to use the cartel for minors.
Why you
to
sound
be
like a
brought
Cardi
to one of
ad-lib
his
when you
parties?
say
Is that
what?
what I'm getting from this? Some trafficking stuff.
Huh?
No, it's not far-fetched.
And the crazy thing for P. Diddy right now is not only are these federal
Alright,
charges
bro,
being
this
brought,
baby
like I
oil
said,
is-
the civil charges are also being
That's
brought
crazy.
from countless people who had to endure some of these things.
You know what's insane? That bottle's not even halfway gone. So imagine how bad it was for Diddy if he was using thousands of bottles.
And even some more criminal charges are being brought because P. Diddy's been doing this stuff for a while. He has racked up a case against him nationwide of different people claiming to.
I know his whole setup is greasy right now. Like when he was editing,
Manipulated kid. Just a myriad of things that happen to them under the supervision or direct order from P. Diddy himself. He's been known to be in tune with plenty of artists, and we can see how those situations have turned out. Not to speculate too much, but Cassie, Usher, and even the late Kim Porter have all been suffering at the hands of P. Diddy. And to see it come to a head right now is a great thing, but it makes me think about how terrible the industry is for hiding all this stuff. And I get it. P. Diddy definitely had the power to make anybody famous that he wanted to, so that could be a situation as to how he was able to get away with these things. But by God, at some point when you see 10,000 baby oil bottles, you have got to say something. Now, I will give people credit here because P. Diddy seemed to be actually ending or attempting to end people's lives allegedly. And all of this is allegation, of course, but boy, am I inclined to believe these allegations. This is probably why anybody who ever spoke out on P. Diddy seemed to be doing so in such a coded way that it was either hard to really interpret or nail the guy, or we just had to chalk it up to them being totally crazy and just being a wacko because, hey, it didn't make any sense, but now everything is coming to the light.
The nigga Puff was like, yeah, like, oh, it's like, yo, so
he not lying, bro. They thin that line so much to where you can't really like. Dang, that Beer Belly is crazy, but they thin the line so much to the point where it's like you can't tell what's real and fake. That's why I be saying the humiliation rituals that people do nowadays is looked at as content. It's looked at as funny. So when people actually go through it and they do their ritual, you're just thinking it's just your average content. They're just making funny content. No, they're getting humiliated, but that line is so blurred now you can't tell the difference. Right? If I'm gonna come on stream tomorrow with a dress on, making fun of myself and doing dance and trying to hit the splits, it's like, dang, he's making content. Like, he's trying to be funny. No, bro, like that's a humiliation ritual. But like, you never know.
Get the chance to, you know, to kick it, like we could just hang out. Nigga, we gotta kick it. Yo, why don't we like go shopping or some shit? I mean, like I pay for it. And I was like, what the fuck this nigga just say? I got the fuck away from him because I was like, this nigga like fucking.
Oh nah.
This is shit that goes on. So there's your little fruit, it's a fruit pie. You put weird ass pictures and shit like that out there. You should sit out there for no reason. If you don't see accident pictures, it'll be like kissing niggas. Like that doesn't happen by accident.
And he said you did the same thing to him. You asked him to take him shopping.
Yeah, I thought he needed some clothes. What? I'm a nice guy. Yo, I mean,
why are you in 50?
Hey, yo,
Why y'all?
I have no beef with.
I don't know why.
I ain't gonna lie, I take my bro shopping too. I ain't gonna lie, but not in the way he's saying it. Like, if I had millions of dollars, by the way, I'm not talking about right now. But if I was a multi-millionaire, and I'm finna go, if I'm chilling with my dude, if I'm chilling with my guy, and I'm finna go shopping, I'm like, yo, bro, let's hit the store real quick. Let's hit the mall. I gotta go get something. If I'm picking my clothes out and stuff, I ain't gonna watch me pick clothes out. I'm like, yo, bro, get you one, I got you. Not on some, yeah, bro, I'll take you shopping. No, it's just like, I'm getting clothes, he getting clothes, I'm a millionaire. But, I mean, if my man's is already rich, then that's different. Because, like, 50 Cent already has a bag. So, it's kind of different when you're doing it to someone who already has money. But if I got it, my friends don't. They for sure got it if they with me.
He loves me. He loves me.
Do y'all really
can't
have
see
a
it?
beef?
I knew Diddy was a top tier manipulator when I started seeing his stuff be put into comic sketches or some sort of parodying of what's going on in real life. And not like somebody on the side was making these things. No, P. Diddy himself was participating in these skits to kind of hammer home the fact that, hey, I'm doing these things, it's all in a public light, and guess what? You can't do anything about it. I don't care if you catch me, if you don't, it doesn't really matter. I know for a fact that I can get away with this stuff and nobody can stop me.
He finally stopped.
That if I was you, nigga, that's his.
Not for real.
on tequila. Owned by a black man. Don't mind if I do.
Don't drink it, nigga. He got you. It's over with. He got you, nigga. He got you. He got you. I told you not to drink that shit. Look how he looking at you, nigga.
I wouldn't. Shot. Owned by a black man. Owned by a black man.
That's how he get you, nigga. That's how he get you, bro.
Way too close.
And it's crazy that we're taking these things as laughing matters and chalking it up to just be jokes in Hollywood or whatever the case may be. Because
that's honestly, how the government
gets
you too. They put it in your face and make movies about it so you can laugh about it later, not realizing that they was not capping.
Involved in these situations look like they were scared to death for their fucking lives being around P. Diddy. I can think about the time where Justin Bieber had got up on an interview and P. Diddy was in his mind just all the demonic things that he was doing to him.
Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But you never really got my number, so.
Right, okay.
My number?
Yeah.
Tell you my number.
Yeah.
It's 555.
Yeah.
Every time that I've seen Diddy around some of these people that he's been around with in the industry for a long time, they seem to be very, very, very uncomfortable when it comes to P. Diddy. And that's because they know he has an incredible amount of power and there will be nobody that will ever be able to do anything or believe what they say in regards to this.
Why is he so powerful though? Like, no disrespect, I'm sure he has some bangers, but I know he's an artist, but I'm sure I've listened to a P. Diddy song subconsciously, but I can't name, like, gun to the back of my head, I can't necessarily name any. So how did he have so many connections, so much money? Like, what's he known for? Is he like a producer or a rapper? Like, he's scared because that video of him saying the N-word leaked. How much aura does Diddy have? Apparently too much for all these people to be acting the way they is.
I feel like this is another situation of R. Kelly because he's putting up rings of people to do his bidding for whatever deviancy that he has. R. Kelly back in the day was in the early 2000s getting his own version of Freak Off song with involved, and that's disgusting to say, but that's what really happened. But it was crazy because he had these situations set up nationwide and he had people caping for him and covering for him, and ultimately nobody cared or did anything because he was the Pied Piper of R&B. He was too powerful, people wanted to be famous, etc., etc. But the whole time this man was doing nasty things right in our eyes and nobody did anything about it. Now if we fast forward to P. Diddy's blow up and we're seeing situations where Carisha is seemingly facilitating, allegedly, all the things that P. Diddy is doing right under our noses by putting it as some sort of podcast or tweets or being very cryptic about it, and nobody seems to care. People literally have to be complicit for these acts of violence to go down, and I know that there are a lot of people tied to it, and I'm a little conflicted in this regard because for some of these people, they 100% have no regard for other humans. They don't care what happens to them. They are just along for the ride and whatever money is involved. But for other people, like I would assume Cassie, or who was that, August Alsina, or was it Kid Cudi that got his car blown up? I think all of them were truly fearful of their lives, and a lot of them got caught when they were young, like Cassie, who got caught when she was 16 just trying to make it into the entertainment industry. Sure, she could have backed out, I guess, at any time, but it might have cost her her life.
Yeah, racketeering is significant. If he gets racketeering for freak offs, it will be others involved. If you ever ran a train with Diddy, you're probably going to jail.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people were saying, that, that's possibly on those cameras because he had cameras in the crib. So people are thinking that maybe.
It's so sad that everyone in the industry knows this, and like, if this is all real, it's like, bro, why are we just now, like, you know what I mean? It makes it, I'm going to be honest with y'all, I'm going to tell you something that I really was contemplating before I started streaming and stuff. Like, I'm still doing it now, but I know it's possible to make it without having, I know it's possible to make it without having an agenda to push, but when I first started streaming like 2.5 years ago, like this is before I even had my first ever viral video. I just, every video I posted, every single one, I never in my life got a video that was over like 300 views. So I was thinking in my head, is it physically possible to blow up, or do you need to have them to push the narrative? So I was thinking in my head, is every single person that we're watching that's a celebrity, are they all in the system? I thought they were all intertwined. But there is a few people out there who are successful, who are mainstream, who aren't on that and got it their own self without having that narrative pushed. But I gotta say, a good 80-75% of them, they got something going on in the shadows, bro. They do. They got something going on for sure.
Yeah, there'll be other people involved.
Now, I 100% agree with Charlemagne the God here. A lot of people are going to go down in this Diddy situation. And I don't want to be that guy that speculates or does any sort of allegations for people who haven't expressly been named in the situations. But anybody who has a picture with P. Diddy right now is going to look so crazy in the light that they kind of got to be watched out. Especially the people who have been defending him this whole entire time in the matter, saying that he's doing nothing wrong. These people are adults. Those people are most likely complicit. Now, I'm sure in order to save face, P. Diddy's going to put down a lot of names on this, and all this stuff is going to be public. I'm pretty sure that this is also going to be a public trial, because this is honestly the biggest case since like OJ or since Michael Jackson from back in the day. This is so huge and can spread so far and so wide that I don't see a way for a lot of the industry to.
You know what's crazy? People pick and choose though. I ain't gonna lie. Michael Jackson, when people they feel some type of way about Michael Jackson if you call him a P word. But like, I mean, I don't know the facts behind that one, but see, Michael Jackson didn't see. Look, see, that's crazy, right? When it's Michael Jackson, it's different. Hey, I'm not saying he did or didn't. I genuinely don't know, but I'm just saying I just wouldn't be in that situation at all. You will never be able to catch me in a room. In general, yeah, I don't want to speak on the dead either because that's low-key messed up. But I'm saying I'm moving so tactical that you won't even be able to put me in a position to say, yeah, this happened. Like, what's that name of that basketball player? Terrence something Jr.? A girl accused him of raping her, and he never seen her in his life. They never even been in the same facility, and he still got hit with all the negatives. Like, he couldn't go to the draft. All the teams pulled out of him. Like, it's so messed up how accusations can genuinely ruin your life, and I'm noticing that. So you will never catch me in a position where anyone can even attempt to say anything about me. Like, it's not happening. I'm confused because, like, the music artists get so popular in the 80s and 90s, like, without YouTube or internet. I don't know how, honestly. Mostly just CDs and getting pushed by, like, labels.
A lot of people are going to go down behind
radio.
Diddy, and I know that's not something
they had
that
Methods
he's used
newspaper.
To, people going down behind him, but don't be surprised if your fave is on that list. This is why I constantly preach, do not fan out or favorite these celebrities, because the stuff that they do behind the closed doors is honestly deplorable. Let me make sure I get my elbows. I missed
That's every human, though.
I'm getting ready.
Not just celebrities.
Next freak off is going to be behind closed bars for P. Diddy.
Yeah, that was a great video. I mess with Omichi.